Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play Real Beatrice. Real Beatrice is known as a French-Canadian tune, made famous by Joe Bouchard, but it's actually not a tune that he wrote, and it originally comes from Italy. It is the Italian polka known as Quando Novica, when it snows, and he found it sometime in the 1930s and recorded it in 1938 under the title Real Petite Charles, and then later as Real Beatrice. It was popularised in Celtic music by Liz Caroll, who played it in G minor, by Natalie McMaster, who did a very funky version also in G minor, and by Shannon in B minor. Some fiddlers are a bit scared of this tune because it has two places a high C note, and I'm going to show you different ways of dealing with that note, because I do believe that one note or two notes should not stop you from playing a tune. There's always a way around it. So I'm going to show you a simple version, and I'm going to show you an ornamented version, and I'll show you the ways of dodging that high C. So let's start off with the basic melody. It's in three parts, so we'll do each part in turn. We're in A minor because I think that's the most common fiddle key. So that's the melody to start with. I've done some suggested bowings with slurs in most of the bars, but I am aware that in Quebec fiddle players very often play all separate bows with a kind of what they call the Quebec shuffle. That doesn't suit my playing, and unless you're from there, it probably doesn't suit yours either. Both in Ireland and in bluegrass fiddling, then putting slurs in is the more normal thing to do. So let's look at bar 4 and 5. So we've got up to that high C. Now the way I played, at that point I got to third position with my first finger, stay in third position for that, then come down. Now I've watched how other people do it, and quite a few fiddlers do this. So it's 3, open, 3, 4, and then you stretch the fourth finger and then down again. Now to me that's an abomination, but I'm just old-fashioned. So if you are familiar with third position, if you have some kind of classical training, then that's what I would do. But if not, that is an option to stretch your fourth finger up. But a lot of you are not going to be comfortable with that either. So I do have a melodic variation, which is this. So we're just avoiding that note. Instead of, we're just doing. And I think if you were playing that in unison with someone else who was playing the proper melody, it wouldn't sound wrong at all. And if you're doing that solo, no one except the other fiddle players in the audience would realise that you've cheated. In the second half we have another of those where we've got this jump from C to C, to C to shining C. And again, people might do 4th finger like that, but you could just do that. So instead of 2 C's, to a jump C, you do, which again would work perfectly well. But let's return to the second section. So at the end of that, I'm lifting off, raising the bow to come down hard to lead into the place where it goes from minor into major. So 3rd section. Let's do all of that with the backing, but at fairly slow tempo. Now, in the simplified version I've just given you, there are quite a few notes, crotchet notes, quarter notes, which are simplified, and normally they would be ornamented. So, for example, in the beginning of this second section, that note, you could either do a roll, or you could do what's called a treble or a bowed triplet. And on this tune, I like to do a lot of bow triplets. I've just done a video about the bow triplet, or burl, or treble as it's also known. It's not an easy ornament to do, to learn at any rate, but played at speed I think it works really well. So a triplet basically, it's done on a down bow, it's done near the tip, and it's done with a loose hand but a tense arm. So at the moment of the ornament happening, you just tense this little part of your arm. And it's not 3 equal notes as it can be written. It's not that. It's it's more of a tick-a-down. But if you're not up to doing that, then in most of these a roll will also do. Or you can just split the note into 2. Or you can leave it unaltered, you just leave it as a crotchet if you like. So I'm going to go through it again, this time full tempo, and I'm going to put in mostly trebles in those spaces. If you would like a copy of these two versions, then do send me an email. And I do, on my Patreon page, have a PDF collection of a dozen French Canadian tunes, including this one, which I think you would enjoy. So, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon.